What's up, Michigan fans? Welcome back to the Amazing Bluebeard Podcast. MBB in the place to be, go blue. Welcome back to the channel. Time to do some more portal updates because it was a busy evening once again. I almost recorded this a little earlier and put it out in the evening, but I'm glad I waited because a lot of things happened. Some awesome portal additions, some LFG news, and also some players going off the board that are kind of a bummer. So let's talk about it today. Talk about who Michigan brought in last evening, who are some exciting possible ads that could be coming soon, and some that we missed out on. Those darn admissions strike again. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first, let's get LFG out of the way. Someone is officially coming back, who I assumed was coming back, but it's great to see it on that LFG, and that is tight end Hogan Hansen, who has so much skill, could be such a great player. Hopefully he takes a big step next year, especially with JJ Buchanan being here. If we have some tight ends step up where JJ Buchanan can split out and be moved around the field as a weapon, not always just in the tight end spot, that could be huge. So Hogan Hansen, I really like him, and I think that he could be great under the staff. So I'm glad that he is coming back. So that is fantastic news. Of course, in my last portal update video, I talked about how Jordan Young is coming back at safety. That's fantastic, especially because we got news late last night that Michigan signed Bracy from Memphis, a fantastic dynamic safety. He is a heat-seeking missile, just flies around. Fantastic. Let me tell you about some of his stats. He started, of course, at UAB, then transferred to Memphis last year. Last year at Memphis, he had 81 tackles, and he had 800 snaps on defense. He graded out with a 91.3 PFF run defense grade, which is fantastic. So he's not afraid to come up and stop the run. He has tackled a lot of tackles, so he's flying all over the field. And in his career, he's got 116 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 11 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. So he does it all, and I think he's going to be awesome here. I've watched his tape. He's just twitchy, but he's always in position also. He can make some big plays. He can fly around. He can make some big hits, but he's not someone who's going to go for a big hit, miss it, and give up a big play. He's in position, he's sound, he's fundamental, and he's going to get even better with that with this coaching staff. I'm so excited to get him. I was really hoping they were going to, early on, there was word about him coming for a visit and them talking to him, and I really wanted them to grab him. Now with him and Jordan Young coming back, and Rod Moore hopefully being healthy, Mason Curtis coming back being healthy, that could be fantastic. Or even maybe Mason Curtis slides down, plays some linebacker too. Who knows? We'll see. And with this 4-2-5 defense, everyone's very concerned about the linebacker room and the depth and stuff there. But I think with this type of defense, maybe you could see some guys, some safeties playing linebacker more. Who knows? There's still a lot of time left in the portal to add some linebackers, but that's what we're going to talk about next, because we did get a linebacker, Max Alford from BYU. He is the nephew of Tony Alford, the running backs coach, cousin to Braden Alford, the wide receiver that we had transfer in, Tony Alford's son, and he played at Utah State and then transferred to BYU last year, played under Jay Hill, and he had a kind of a slow start getting acclimated, getting used to the defense and his new team. But as the season progressed, later on in the back end of the season, he was becoming a key rotational piece that they saw, a bright future going forward. He's going to have 2 years of eligibility left, just like Bracy, who also has 2 years left. And I think he's going to be great in the linebacker room. He's had a couple injuries, but nothing that's lingering, and he should be good to go. And I think that he could be great in this defense, add to the linebacker depth, add to the linebacker room. So that was a great get yesterday. And then finally, they also added an offensive lineman, a big old boy from Nebraska, freshman, born and raised in Hawaii, and his name is Houston Kayahana Torres. from Nebraska. He was a freshman last year, played 2 games, so he kept his red shirt. So he'll have 4 years of eligibility left. 6'3", over 300 pounds. He is a smart kid, all academic kid. He is a very smart player. He's got some quickness to him. So even with his size, they say that he can be interchangeable along the line, but that center could be his true great spot for him, which would be awesome because we need center depth. We need a backup center. So that is fantastic. They have just been getting pieces out of the portal that we need. And we still have some left to go, obviously, but it was another great day in the portal. Let's talk about losses. Now, we didn't lose anybody per se, but we did miss out on a linebacker transfer target that I was really hoping we would get, which is a bummer. And that was Cade Uluave from Cal. When Biles went to Texas, I was hoping that we could snag Uluave, and reading everything out there and stuff, you never know what's true. He ended up signing with BYU. Maybe that's where he wanted to go in the end. But there is rumors out there in different articles from different people saying that he was going to come here, but there was a holdup with admissions. And we've heard this before. A lot of times it's a credit thing, especially for upperclassmen who are juniors or seniors. Michigan has so many credits that you need to transfer from, or you need to graduate from Michigan, and they only allow so many credits in. So sometimes the holdup is that a upperclassman comes in and it's like, well, you can only transfer this many in. These ones don't transfer, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to retake all these classes. And it's like, they're like, no, I don't want to do that. And they go somewhere else. So that could be what happened here. That's kind of the rumor. But at the end of the day, he is going somewhere where he probably wants to go. And I wish him luck because he's a great linebacker and good for BYU. They got a great one. We got a linebacker from them that I'm excited about. And maybe he'll be just as dynamic. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I do love his familiarity with Jay Hill and the defense. So that is pretty cool. So that was a bummer. And I've learned my lesson. I put out a short because after Biles signed with Texas, there was a lot of doom and gloom and everything like that. So I just said, it's okay. They're going to go after their next target, which is this guy. I think that he could be great on Michigan. And I got some comments saying, you're going to jinx it. Don't talk about something unless... But I wasn't saying it's going to happen. I was just saying it would be awesome if it did. And they have another guy they're going to go after, so don't worry. And they have more than that. I'm sure there's more. And we're going to talk about that next. Some guys that they're still looking at, that I know that for sure they're looking at. But there's other ones that I don't know about for sure. I do not have a ear inside Kyle Whittingham's office. I just know from reading and listening to a bunch of Michigan insiders some things, but who knows until it comes to fruition. And some things come out of left field. So hopefully there's an awesome linebacker that comes out of nowhere that we get. But I'm still really happy with what's been going on. So here's kind of the big names to watch out for in the next couple of days that hopefully we'll hear some things about. First of all, of course, Snowden, the cornerback from Utah. He's awesome. I think he would fit so well as a nickelback in this defense. I really hope we can get him. Hopefully academics, credits, all that isn't a holdup again for him. We shall see. I think he's done all his visits, so word should come out soon what he's going to do. Hopefully it's to come to Michigan. But then the other thing that I am excited about, and I'm not going to jinx anything, I'm just saying that this could be a possibility, but 4-star athlete, wide receiver, cornerback that committed to Kyle Whittingham when he was at Utah, Salesi Moa, who's 6'1", who just went balled out as a receiver in high school, caught 63 balls for over 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. On defense, he had 57 tackles and 3 interceptions. So he can play both sides of the ball. Travis Hunter, anyone? He could be dynamic. I would love to have him come to Michigan to join his old coach that he signed to play for. And the exciting thing is, there's a couple pieces to this, is that he has a do not contact on in the transfer portal, which usually means they know where they're going to go and they're just going to go. The other cool thing is that his brother is a linebacker at Michigan State, who has 1 year of eligibility left, and he has already visited Michigan. So if he comes, maybe that also helps him come. I would love another linebacker to add into the linebacker room. His name is Aisea Moa, and he, has not flashed, but he was a 4-star recruit. He has some talent. Maybe he just needs the right environment and the right coaching. He did play in all games for Michigan State last year, only had 12 tackles, rotational piece, but more depth, somebody that maybe could take a step, who knows, but if it gets his brother here, that would be awesome. What's up, Michigan fans? Quick little addition to the Salesi Moa info is that Lewis Powell, our defensive end edges coach from Utah, is Salesi Moa's uncle. So that could be helpful as well. Because I'm just thinking of these weapons on offense. If you had Andrew Marsh and you had Jamie French and you had J.J. Buchanan, that offensive line, those running backs, and then you throw in somebody like Salesi Moa running around as a weapon, oh my gosh. And maybe he can play cornerback or safety too. I don't know if they would have somebody go both ways like that, but he would just be an awesome get. So I'm really excited about the possibility of him coming and his brother for some linebacker depth or maybe more. So those are some fun names to look out for. And hopefully Smith Snowden, we hear what his decision will be. And hopefully it's Michigan. But that's all I've got for this one. I'll check in throughout the day with shorts or some more videos later on if anything more happens. Also, remember working on some coaching profiles for the head coach, the coordinators, the graduate assistants, the position coaches. I'm going to start rolling those out one day at a time, one coach at a time to get to know this coaching staff, especially once all the portal stuff calms down. So I'm working on those. I'm having a blast digging into these coaches' background to bring you all the info on them so you can get excited. But right now, we just got to keep riding the highs and lows of this portal, guys. And it's, they're doing a great job. I mean, they were behind the 8 ball. They came in late after Moore was fired. Kyle Whitting comes in. He has to wait to put his coaching staff together. They focus on player retention. They didn't really lose a lot of big pieces. Sure, they lost Cole Sullivan. That sucked. Some of the young defensive backs are in the portal. They did leave some, but they really brought back a great core, and they've been adding some transfer portal pieces. They kept a lot of the big recruits still coming in, and there's still time to go. Who knows who else they're going to add over the next few days. I cannot wait. I'm excited about this staff, and I think they're going to coach up some of these backups that didn't get a lot of playing time or didn't get a chance. And I just think I'm excited. I know there's concern. I get it. And we missed out on some big ones, but it's going to be all right. I think this coaching staff is going to remind us back to the days before the transfer portal, before college football free agency, basically, when every year you just thought, ooh, I can't wait to see who gets coached up and who the next big player is going to be from those underclassmen. And I think we're going to see a lot of that. And they've done really good in the transfer portal. So I think next year they're really going to rock it out when they have time and they're settled and they have a whole year under their belt. So they're doing great. We're getting people. We're spending money. We're going after the big names. It just doesn't always work out for this or that reason, but they've gotten some great players in and they're going to get some more. So just hang tight. It's okay to be like, rats, we didn't get that guy. But then trust the coaching staff, move forward, and get excited to see who's up next, because I know I am. So, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Again, this is a new channel, so I would love to have you subscribe. Give me a like. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking. I respond to every comment. I'm having a blast getting to know all you awesome Michigan fans and talking about this team and this sport that we love. Let's keep rolling. I'll talk to you in the next one. And until I do, go Blue.